Today's society is obsessed with diet. More and more people are becoming aware of the health and fitness risks due to the standard American diet, and as a result, the fitness and weight loss industry has been booming. As Americans are giving a lot more importance to their diets, veganism has been gaining popularity. In the US alone, about 2.5% of the population, or 1 million people, are vegan. What is veganism? By definition, it is both the practice of abstaining from the use of animal products, particularly in diet, and an associated philosophy that rejects the commodity status of animals. Why is veganism wrong? Firstly, the vegan diet is deficient in vital nutrients. The false claims used to sell the diet. Also, the fact that there is no health reason to completely avoid unprocessed animal foods. The possible harms to the environment. The reality that there are sickly patients with diseases that require a diet with animal products. And finally, the widely accepted reality that meat is indescribably delicious. The vegan diet of only plant-based foods seems very healthy to many. Vegans even claim that you can get all your nutrients from plants alone. They're wrong. There are a couple crucial nutrients, vitamins, and acids that aren't found in the vegan diet. An obvious type of macronutrient and important amino acid that vegans don't consume is animal protein. This type of protein gives the perfect balance of nutrients for the body to process, to improve muscle mass and bone health. Since vegans are deficient in this, it's been proven to have negative effects on their body composition. Creatine is an organic acid that can only be found in meat. A vegan's deficiency in creatine directly harms muscle and brain function. It's also important for forming energy reservoirs in cells. There was a research titled The Influence of Creatine Supplementation on the Cognitive Functioning of Vegetarians and Omnivores. The best performance ended up coming from the control group that was attaining creatine from animal products. Vegans take pride in claiming that their diet is cholesterol-free. In scientific reality, cholesterol is a critical molecule in the body and is a part of every cell membrane. Cholesterol is also important for the body to produce testosterone. Excluding the obvious reason testosterone is important, it also regulates bone mass, muscle mass, fat distribution, and the production of red blood cells. Studies prove that vegans and vegetarians have lower testosterone levels than meat eaters. When vegans are making an attempt to sell their diet and convert meat eaters to only consume plants, they often make false claims that have been proven totally wrong. Their main tactic is to scare omnivores of eating meats. In general, vegans try to claim that eggs, milk, or any other animal-derived foods are harmful to the body. The main source vegans cite to back up their claims is the China study, which is a whole research paper linking cancers and diseases to not eating meat. The China study has been proven again to be wrong. Two critiques, Denise Minger and Chris Masterjohn, have debunked this study and proven that the scientist has conducted this research and handpicked his evidence biasedly. This brings us to our third claim, the fact that there is no health reason to totally avoid animal products. Our bodies are accustomed to consuming and digesting both plants and animal foods. It evolved to perfectly do this over the course of hundreds of thousands of years. There isn't real proof that animal foods cause the body harm, especially if it's fed naturally and the meat is unprocessed. However, it is true that the consumption of conventionally raised cattle that have been given added hormones and are naturally fed grain, can harm the body. This is only because the animals have been treated wrong. There are no studies that associate diseases with consuming red meat that is naturally raised. As least likely as it may seem, following through with a vegan diet may cause harm to the environment. Although this only applies to non-locally grown crops, the veggie growing process of planting, harvesting, processing, packaging, and the transportation takes up a lot of crude oil, even more than the meat factories. The modern agricultural system destroyed the surrounding environment like lakes, streams, and topsoil. Majority of the vegan options on the market, especially meat replacements, use soy, and it's one of the deadliest crops since it's in such high demand. Components to grow them, like deforestation and pesticides, harm the earth. This is why it's best to just go after locally grown and organic veggies. Illnesses is an unfortunate thing that overcomes everyone. However, there are some patients that catch diseases that need special care and diets. Their bodies necessitate healthy, steady nutrient intake. These patients require a diet full of dense nutrients and fats. Medically, for treatment, their bodies necessitate both plants and animal products. One example is autoimmune diseases. By definition, an autoimmune disease is a sickness in which the body's immune system attacks healthy cells. Examples of this disease include lupus, celiac disease, type 1 diabetes, and many more. According to the AARDA, around 50 million people in America suffer from some type of autoimmune disease. To address autoimmunity, Dr. Natasha Cantwell-McBride and Dr. Sarah Ballantyne both have agreed that animal products are a non-negotiable part of healing this disease. This is because the disease is based in the gut, and to heal, the patient needs to cut out certain foods and intake nutrient-dense foods. Finally, meat is just plain delicious. There has been incidents where vegans or vegetarians bail out on their diets and come back to eating meat. Their reactions never fail to prove that only eating vegetables doesn't give the culinary world justice. Vegetables and meat substitutes simply can't match up to the flavor profiles of meats. There has actually been studies conducted on why meat is so pleasing to a person. The Washington Post reports that the pleasant aroma, fats, and the way meat fulfills our savory taste buds is why we can't get enough of it. Meat is delicious. At the end of the day, our bodies aren't programmed to only eat meat or only eat plants. It's the perfect machine to obtain and digest nutrients from both food groups, so why restrict it? Especially if it does no harm to the body. The ethical reasoning behind not eating animals is understandable, but even out in the animal kingdom, you need to take life to have life. Hopefully this presentation has been informative. The one thing I want you all to take from this is to just keep enjoying your meat and chicken and think of all the benefits it's doing to your body and environment, because meat is pleasantly, simply delicious.